That's so nice, also known as Random Acts of Kindness. And wow, we are so impressed to meet Anna Judd. Take a look at some of these pictures. She just completed a 3,400-mile run across the United States. It started 5 months ago. Essentially, George, she would run a marathon 5 days a week. Again, every day for 5 months. It started in Venice, California, and it just ended here in New York City. Is that wild or what?
That's amazing. You look like you just came out of a spa.
Anna
you
Judd.
look like you just went across the country.
Anna, welcome to Good Day New York. When did you get here?
I got here Saturday afternoon.
George is right. You look like, you don't look like you just ran across America. No sunburn. How do you feel? What's your condition?
I feel pretty good. I mean, I think your body can adjust to anything. It was a huge physical challenge, but...
A huge physical challenge to do one of these things. You did one every day?
But why take on this idea of running across America? I mean, why? Tell me.
More than anything, I wanted to challenge myself at first, to push myself to my limitations, not just physically, but also mentally and emotionally, kind of a transformational experience, and to make a difference in the world while I did that.
Had you ever run a marathon before?
Yeah, I have.
You were a pretty intense athlete.
I've only been running for about 4 years. And over the course of 2 years, I did a couple dozen marathons and half marathons.
We're going to get more into the specifics of the why, but did anybody try to talk you out of this? I mean, some would say it can't be good for your body to run a marathon 5 days a week for 5 months.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people doubted me, and even through my trip, a lot of people thought that I couldn't do it, but the trick is just to focus on one step, putting one foot in front of the other, and just taking it one day at a time.
How do you deal with, first of all, blisters?
Well, the bottoms of my feet, they're kind of like animal paws, like dog paws right now.
Yeah.
So I don't get blisters anymore, but you know, injuries happen all the time.
Oh man, those feet, you do. We've got the great pedicurists in the country right here in New York. Wow, okay. Well, you deserve that. Now, what was the cause? People run for a cause sometimes. Tell us more about yours.
It was my goal to raise awareness about the challenges that veterans are facing in the country today, with post-traumatic stress, anxiety, depression, and the veteran suicide rate, which is 22 a day. And, you know, I've dealt with these things in my life before as well, and running was a huge solution. But on my run, I found that what really made a difference in my own life and what empowered me as an individual was the outpouring of love that I found in America, the generosity and the community that came together to support me on my run.
What was the most exhilarating thing about your trek, and what was the scariest part of this whole, like, Forrest Gump move from Venice?
Yeah, very Forrest Gump-like, very Forrest Gump.
From Venice to New York City. What was the exhilarating and scariest?
The most exhilarating thing was just having the opportunity to run with probably thousands of people all across the U.S. and getting to run with locals and veterans, and using it as an opportunity to learn from each other. And the scariest thing was we got in a car accident in Mississippi where someone died on the scene. So
oh my.
So a lot of this trip, actually, it's kind of ironic. I mean, I wanted to empathize with veterans as a civilian who didn't really understand them, and it's turned out to be kind of like a deployment. We've experienced a lot of the same struggles that our military does when they are deployed.
So you didn't have no family in part of the armed forces. This is something you decided to do on your own for the Veterans Affairs? Well,
I decided to run for veterans because I feel like the most important things to focus on as a country and as a human is compassion, community, and activism. And I felt myself lacking in understanding towards veterans, and so I decided to make a huge effort to
huge, monumental, inconceivable for a lot of us. It's amazing what you did. Where would you sleep?
We would sleep in an RV, like parked on the side of a cornfield, or
oh, so he followed you. The RV followed you, right?
We would pretty much, they would go up 10 miles ahead and wait for me. They wouldn't follow right behind me. That would be a little nerve-wracking.
Right.
All right, good. So you had a support team out there.
Yep.
And you do a marathon in how many hours? What's your time for a marathon?
You know, it just depended on how many injuries I had at the time. So, you know, some days it would be, you know, 4 hours, and then some days I would be so injured and it would be so hot outside in the deep south that I would have to be out there all day, pretty much.
Did you ever skip a day? I mean, weekends I know, but did you ever skip a day? And by the way, you were entitled. I mean, you know, you ever say, okay, not feeling so hot, you know, let's take Wednesday off and just chill?
Yeah, of course, you have to do that. That's part of the reason why I'm able to stay healthy. I didn't want to destroy my body completely, so when I needed rest and when I needed to rehab, then I would do that. And
what's next?
what's next?
You're not going to run back, are you?
No, but we've made a really beautiful documentary, and I'm a writer, and I'm writing a book about this experience, and we have thousands of hours of footage showing the beauty and the struggle of this entire journey, and it's going to be very compelling.
Well,
wow.
Time for a vacation.
Yeah.
I would think.
And then back to the book. Well, Anna Judd, thank you very much.